morning and welcome to the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning stretch if you're going live here with me. And for those of you that are viewing this virtually on YouTube, welcome. Today's stretch will be done seated. However, if you want to do some of this standing, feel free to offer that. And I'm going to head back to my chair. The prop we're going to use today primarily is a yoga strap or a stretch band, anything that is long that you can use. And I'm going back. So let's just find a comfortable seat, bringing the spine up comfortably, planting the feet. Right now I'm in a seated mountain variation, which brings the shoulders over the hips, and the hips in line with the knees, and the knees over the heels, but sit in any way that is comfortable. And I am not leaning into the chair, so I'm engaging the core a little bit more, but do what works for you. Let's connect to the breathing for a moment and take a deep breath in and reach the arms comfortably up. And let's exhale and just float the arms down. So continue this motion, loosening up the arms, maybe moving the wrists a little bit. Notice how the shoulders feel. And each time the arms come up, you can take an inhalation. Each time the arms move down, we can exhale. I'm going to do one more. And then I'm going to float the arms down and give the shoulders a little bit of rotation. And now I'm going to turn over to the right side of the chair, and I'm going to free up the right leg and extend it out with the heel planted. And this is going to be primarily a stretch for the back of the leg. You might feel it on the inside of the leg. And engage the abdominal muscles and move towards the leg. This first couple of stretches forward, I'm going to pulse, excuse me. But feel free to hold the stretch. I'm softening the knee a little bit. It has a tendency to hyperextend if there isn't a lot of tightness. And if there is a lot of tension in the back of the leg, then soften the knee as you need. I'm going to bring my arms out into T, dropping the gaze downward, floating the fingertips down, framing the leg, inhaling up, and then opening up the arms, stretching out the arms, inhaling up, coming back towards the leg. And again, the knee can bend and coming up. So as you're doing this, and I'm turning to the screen, you want to keep your gaze towards the body, towards the leg, and drop your chin in so your neck is relaxed. I'll add one more. You might want to do more or less of these, depending on what you're feeling in the leg. And then when we finish, we'll just come back to center and take a moment just to notice how you're feeling. Usually there's a little difference in the hip area. I'm going to switch over now to the other side. And for most of us, each leg is going to feel a little bit differently. Keeping the abdominals engaging and the spine as neutral as possible. And I'm just going to start to hinge here. And I am pulsing this motion, inhaling and exhaling. And you can inhale and exhale as it works for you. Be aware of what you're feeling. Try to soften the knee and not lock it. My sessions are geared for seniors. And it's safer to practice with a little bit of softness in the joints. I'm going to hinge forward, floating the fingertips towards the floor, inhaling up and opening up into the T again, coming back up, pulling the abdominals in, reaching forward, coming up. And we can do a few more of these on this side. And all of this can be done standing up. Yeah, let's do another one. and coming up, and we'll come back to center. Let's just draw a circle with the upper body. And you can move in any direction, so we'll switch it. Just start to notice what you need to release. Maybe it's the neck, maybe it's the shoulders. You'll notice the back of the body can get a stretch, and you're shifting weight in your hips. Come back to center and pause for a moment, and then move in the opposite direction. So lots of ways we can loosen up in the upper body. The weight changes here from one side to the next as we move, and then come back to center. Then we're going to just step out a little bit wider, and this will be targeted more for the inner thigh. Inhale, pick your right leg up, reach up through your right arm, open up your hand, feel your arm toning, flex your foot a little, you'll feel the leg engaging. Exhale, release. Let's do this side to side. Inhale, gaze is up beyond the fingertips if you can offer that. And exhale, coming down. Let's do that again on the right. Inhale. Again, you can do this standing or seated. And exhale. If you're standing, though, you might want to hold on to something. And exhale. I'm going to walk the feet in and come forward in the chair. I'm going to just angle so you can see this better. And I'm going to step both legs out. And inhale, open up the heart center, moving into a cactus, lifting the rib cage, looking up. Exhale, pulling the navel in and just getting a stretch in the back of the body, and doing this a few times if it feels good. And at the same time, keeping a slight abdominal engagement so your spine is protected. And then release, and we'll come back to center. Let's drop the chin down towards the body. So here we want to get the stretch in the back of the neck. Just going to tuck the chin. If you want to get a little more stretch, you'll bring the chin in a little closer to the chest. And now start to offer a slow motion of rotation if it's comfortable, moving mindfully. I'll take a couple of rotations in one direction. And then when you finish one direction, come back to the center. Make sure you're not lightheaded in any way. And then drop the chin down comfortably and move in the opposite rotation. So it's easy to bring tension into the neck. Sometimes we're not even aware. I'm going to take the right arm up and bring it over to the left side of the head, continuing to release the neck. So here we want the support and resistance of the head hugging into the hand. I'm going to lift up on the left arm. You might want to tuck the chin here, you might not. Just notice how you feel. Soften the face, soften the shoulders. Breathing in, lifting the head up, keep it supported, switching over to the other side. If this is not available, sometimes there's an issue in the neck. You can just release and drop the head over to the side gently. This will intensify the stretch using the hand for resistance. And then coming up, I'm going to just support the bony part of the back of the head and drop the chin in one more time, connecting to the breathing. And then picking the head and gazing up, opening up the heart center a bit, the throat center. And then coming back to a neutral position and gently releasing. If you feel like you need to loosen up your shoulders, you can offer that. I'm going to do a little bit now with the wrists. So we're going to bring the back of the hands together. We're going to bring the fingertips in and open up the hands. Bringing in the fingers toward the body. So if you have a sense, you can hug the arms in gently. Good, and then we're just going to release and give the hands a little shake out. And then scoot back in your chair if you're not there, supporting the thighs. We're going to pick up the feet and just loosen up the ankles, pedal the feet. And sparkle out the toes, and then you can turn your legs into rubber and just loosen them up. Should feel pretty good. And then we're going to find our prop that we're using today. I'm using a stretchy yoga band. It's one of my favorite props. This one I got at the Five Below store. You can order these online. I think Amazon has quite a few of them. And I'm going to put this around my right leg, my right foot rather. So position yourself so you can have a fairly free leg. We're going into an outer hip stretch. And we're just going to pulse the right leg towards the left. Now, you can do this with a bent knee. You don't want this to go into your back. Notice what you feel. Keeping the spine neutral. And then if you like, you can take the leg out for a little inner thigh stretch and reach away from the midline of the body. And take a few breaths here. Come back to center. Let's just repeat that one more time. Outer hip stretch, little pulses. Again, the leg can be lower, the knee can bend, do what works for you. This can all be done standing up. And then I'm going to take this stretch outward and reach up. Knees can bend as much as we need. And then release, come back to center and just assess. Have a sense of what you're feeling. Usually there's a looser sensation on the right side after the motion. We're going to the other side, so we're going to bring the whatever you're using around the foot. I like to free up the leg that we're moving as much as possible. So position, there's still the same alignment here. I'm still basically in a mountain pose. And I'm going to offer this stretch on this side. So it's always best to be aware of what you feel. Again, the leg can go lower. It doesn't even have to be a full range of motion. You can stretch out on the right side if you like. We have so many options when we practice. And then I'm going to stretch the leg away and reach up. Flexing the foot will engage the leg a little bit more. You can feel your calf. And then I'm going to repeat that. You can take a break and rest your leg. And when you're ready, you can just return and do a few more of these. So the shoulders stay level as they can be, that is. And the motion is pretty much in the forearm and in the leg. And checking in, again, you can do this a little bit more, a little bit less, and just have a sense of how it feels. And then come on out, come back to center. You can set your strap or your band aside. And I'm just going to take a stretch now towards the earth. I'm opening up the hands. I'm bringing the shoulders on the back. And I'm just going to move towards the floor. The legs are a little wider. The feet are angled out. Notice where you feel this. Inhale, come up, happy, happy, happy. Pull the abs in. And exhale, hinge at the hips, navel to spine. Reach towards the earth. You don't have to touch it. Inhale, up, opening up the heart center. And exhaling, hinging at the hips, moving towards the floor. Coming up. And just releasing the arms are going to be a little bit tight. Walk your feet in and just roll the shoulders. And I hope everybody's feeling pretty good. We're going to do another hip focus. And this one is bringing your right leg onto your left thigh. You want to be mindful here. Sometimes we have to do more of a soft cross, and that's fine. That gets a little bit more stretch on the outside. So you want to have your leg on the thigh, not on the knee. If there's a hip issue, you might need to modify this. We're going for an outer hip stretch. We're going to just pulse the leg a little bit. This is a seated version of pigeon pose in yoga. And now I'm going to put my forearm into the inner thigh and move towards the front. So this can be felt again in the outer part of the hip. You might feel it on the inner part of the thigh, more into the groin area. If you want to increase the sensation, open up the arms. You can take the palms up behind you. Do what works for you. Notice the sensations. Relax the gaze downward or inward. Inhale, come up. This is a pose you can hold longer, but we don't have much time, so we're just going to do just a little bit more. Reaching forward, take the arms back. And one more time. And I'll take one more fold forward. And then come up. Release. And you can stretch out your leg. Loosen up your foot if it's tight and bring it down. Sometimes we need to stand up to really notice what that just did, but there should be a little sense of an imbalance in the legs and the hips. We're going to the other side. The alignment again is the same. Shoulders are over the hips. You can pulse here for the outer hip. You can move towards the leg. So when you're moving towards the leg, just be aware you can relax your foot completely. You can activate the foot by flexing it, getting the calf to engage a little bit more. That's totally up to you, or you can just relax your foot completely, and then we can add the arms in if we want to intensify the sensation. Only you know how you feel. And every time we come here, it's a little bit different. Take another breath in and out. And then we'll reach up. And let's come back out. Hinging at the hips. Keep the abs engaging. And one more time, reaching up or not. And then releasing the leg for a stretch. And bringing it down. Let's finish our practice this morning with a seated sun salutation. You're welcome to stand and do these. It's a modified sun salutation. Breathing in, feel your energy lift up. Hands can touch or not. On your exhale, navel to spine, gaze inward. Hands where they reach. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Shoulder blades on the back. Exhale, bow the heart. Inhale, come up. Exhale, close at the heart center. And let's do 4 more. Inhale, gaze is up if you want to take it. Exhale, the gaze is inward. It's towards the navel. Lift and lengthen. The gaze is beyond the tip of the nose. You can also do this with eyes closed. Bow in on the exhale. Gaze inward. Inhale up, exhale to the heart. 2 more. Inhale. I think that's 5. Exhale. Lift and lengthen. Bow in. Try to move from the inside. Coming up. Closing at the heart. Let's add 1 more. Breathing in, feeling energy. We'll take it into the day. Exhale. Lift and lengthen. Bow in. Coming up. Closing at the heart. Good. Let's do a little stretch now. Just take the hands back behind you. You can bring them down on the seat, to the back on the sides of the chair, or you can just do this standing. We want to lift the rib cage, opening up again. I'm straightening my arms behind me, getting the shoulders to open. Take another breath in and out, and then release. Give the shoulders another roll. Left arm into the right crease of the elbow. I'm going to look to the left and energize the shoulders back gently. Couple of deep breaths. And then coming back to center, releasing and switching sides. Turning to the right. If the gaze and the turn is not available, do what you can. Again, the energy of the shoulders moves back. When you're ready to come out, release. Inhale. We'll close our practice by bringing our hands to our heart center. And we'll take a humble bow as we say namaste.